Oftentimes, when you're with a toxic person, you end up feeling crazy. Like you end up feeling insane. Like there's a lot of people that end up being with a toxic person that they're like, I don't even understand how I'm with this person. How am I still stuck with this person? How am I even with this person when I know for sure that they're not healthy for me? There's this piece that when you're with someone who's a narcissist or when you're with someone who's toxic, you start to get to the place of thinking, hey, it might be me. Like it might be my fault. I might be the problem. I might be the cause. I might be the one that's actually crazy. And that's craziness starts to build inside of you over and over and over again. So the question I have is, do you feel crazy? Like being with a toxic person, being with a narcissist, being with the person that's in your life on a day-to-day basis, do they make you actually feel crazy? Because a lot of times when you're in or when you're out of the relationship, you'll get to the place where you'll be like, hey, I feel crazy because of what's going on, because of how I feel, because of what he's telling me, because of what is happening. This whole piece of feeling crazy in a toxic relationship oftentimes stems from gaslighting, of where you're believing an alternate reality based on what he's pressed upon you or pushing upon you, or it makes you feel that you're the problem. Oftentimes you're the problem of like, oh, maybe it's my fault because I did this. He told me I was toxic. He told me I was hurtful to him. He told me that I was abusive. All these things, and it makes you feel crazy. You see, the trauma bond is built up of craziness. It makes you feel crazy. And it's built up in this way to make you doubt your current reality, to doubt the facts that you have in your life, to doubt the reality of what's happening in your life. It makes you think all different types of thoughts about yourself, about others, about him, that makes you feel like, wait a second, I don't understand why I feel this way. A popular way that some people feel is after the relationship or they get away from the person and they're like, phew, at least they're not in my life now abusing me. And there's this piece of like, I feel peace because he's not actively in my life hurting and abusing me. But that peace doesn't feel peaceful because it's still pulling you back. You're like, wait a second. I know logically I don't want this person. I know logically he's not good for me. But emotionally and mentally, you're like, but I still miss it. Maybe you've tried to get into another relationship. You've gone to another relationship and you're like, maybe this will be it. Maybe this will help fix me. And you get into this other relationship with a great guy, like great, solid guy, like a lot of different attributes. You're like, this is really good, but it doesn't feel healthy. And you start doubting yourself, feeling crazy of like, maybe it's me because it's my fault because I'm with this person that I should be happy with, but I still want this toxic person back in my life. Has this happened to you? If this has happened to you where you do not feel the peace completely and the peace doesn't feel peaceful, you're stuck going back and forth and you feel crazy, type in crazy to the chat. Like you're like, I feel crazy. Type in crazy to the chat because I want to know how this actually resonates with you today. Are you at the place where you feel like, hey, I know mentally that this person is not healthy for me? I know mentally that this is a bad relationship. I know logically that this is not the person that I want to be with. They don't help me grow. They don't help me develop all these things. But emotionally, I still want them. Emotionally, I still care about them. Emotionally, I'm still an empathetic person that still loves and cares about this person. Can I tell you something today? You're not crazy. It feels like that because that's your current reality. That is the current frame of reference that you're coming from. But you're not crazy. You're not alone and you're not hopeless. The thing is, when you're in a toxic relationship, it makes you feel insane. The trauma bond makes you feel so conflicted that you're like, I don't know what is right, what is wrong, what is up, what is down. I don't know the next step of how to be able to heal and change and develop because you have so much self-doubt. You have so much of confidence that has been eroded in your life. It makes it hard for you to function on a day-to-day basis. It makes it hard enough for you to go to work or to do your job or to be the boss that you're actually called to be because of this toxic person in your relationship. And whether you're in or whether you're out of the relationship, it makes you feel crazy. It makes you feel insane. It makes you feel like, what is wrong with me that I want this person that I know I shouldn't want? And then you start beating yourself up. You start beating yourself up and shaming yourself and guilting yourself and getting upset at yourself because you're like, I shouldn't want this. This is bad for me to want. I want you to understand it's not bad for you to want. It's actually natural because of the relationship that was formed. The relationship you had with this toxic person was on your side a true relationship. It was one that you loved and you cared about this person. You invested your time, your money, your energy, your love, and your affection into this person. So it's natural that you would feel a bond with this person. That doesn't mean that you're crazy. What that means is you actually tried to invest in a person who didn't care to invest in you. That is not you being crazy. That is that person being toxic and hurting you over and over and over again to build a frame of reference that makes you feel and operate in his rules and his regulations and the stories you believe and keeping you stuck in a box thinking that you're crazy. Then you add on the lies, the gaslighting, all the different things that he said to manipulate, to control you, to take away your power, to make sure that you stay subservient to him. Crazy. What would your life be like if you didn't feel this way? If you were able to actually stand up with confidence, with clarity, with power of knowing who you actually are, because that's one of the first things that gets stripped away in a narcissistic relationship is you no longer know who you are. What if that was a possibility? What if you were able to actually say, hey, I know who I am, and I'm no longer taking this toxicity from this person. I'm able to actually show up now for my kids in a better way because they actually get the whole of me instead of being so confused and so lost that I'm in a fog. Like I'm able to focus on a day-to-day basis to help myself grow, change, and develop. What does that actually look like? What does that feel like? How are you able to actually be in that spot? We provide an option for you to have a step-by-step process to guide you out, to give you the clarity and the confidence and the understanding and the peace that you're looking for through the systems and the processes that we use. I'm not speaking from this aspect of like, oh, this is a quick fix. It's not. It's a journey. It's a journey that many and hundreds of people have walked in front of you, and that hundreds of people walk after you that will help them actually break free and grow and develop. What we have coming up in a week, August 26th, is our Freedom Workshop experience. We've got the opportunity to be able to not just showcase some of the things that we do, compact a lot of information from our 45-day challenge, our clarity challenge, our Thriver community, the tools and the resources that we use on a day-to-day basis, but also have you connect with other survivors, have you get what's called hot seated, where you actually come on the screen, you're interacting, talking with me, going into this group coaching session, interacting, doing your own homework, working through this. It's a 4-hour event that we're trying to compact as much information into it to help you heal and to give you the tools to help you move forward.